Good evening, Tallahassee, and welcome to our first Monday show back of the spring semester. I'm student meteorologist Brittany Bowman.
And I'm student meteorologist Colleen Peterson.
And we actually have some rain to talk about, which will come throughout the show. We'll update you guys on that. But what did you do this weekend, Colleen?
I went out. I enjoyed the warmer weather, even though it was still a little bit chilly. And I took my dog to the park. The sun was shining. I really felt like spring was coming. But then now we have more weather on its way as we speak. It's making its way into Bay County, and parts of Pensacola is already seeing the effects of this marginal severe weather.
Yes, we definitely felt that humidity today. We had some relief from the cold weather finally this weekend, but we do have another cold front coming through. Not as bad as the last one. We're not going to get into those hard freeze watches again and the warnings, but we are going to see some weather changes. Yep.
Yeah, it's warming up slowly, gradually. Each week we see out of the 30s. We're not in the 30s.
Yes.
Not this week.
So for those cold weather lovers, we're not going to see much of that this time. But for now, we're going to send it over to Brantley for a look at our overview.
Thanks, ladies. Yeah, we do have a cold front on the way, and it is going to get a little chilly, but not like what we were seeing last week. We can see the cold front taking up the entire screen right here, stretching all the way through the eastern side of the United States. We even have some thunderstorms that are starting to pop up here in the Tallahassee region. They moved through the Florida Panhandle earlier, and they're now making their way towards the Big Bend. We don't expect very severe storms, but we do have a slight risk, 1 out of 5. It's a marginal risk from the Storm Prediction Center for severe weather tonight. So definitely stay weather aware as you head into the evening. But ahead of that system, we have a lot of moisture too. Our dew points are 22 degrees higher right now than they were this time yesterday, so it's almost double the moisture than what we saw yesterday. The rain is coming through, and it's going to be followed by cold air, so we'll have a much drier, colder air as we move in through the next few days. Temperatures are going to drop back into the 60s, but then some clearing skies follow, so the sunshine will return, and then we have a second cold front on Sunday, bringing higher rain chances again. Now we're going to take a local look at the weather with Alyssa.
Thank you, Brantley. Yes, the temperatures now are definitely back towards average. I think today was the first day I actually went to class without wearing a jacket in the morning, which is great. Taking a look at the almanac for today, our average actually for this month will be 64 degrees, so we are well above that as our temperatures are continuing to increase, and our low is even above our average of 39 at 44 degrees. Looking at the current conditions for today, it was 63 degrees, the dew point 62 degrees, so that means that pretty much we're beginning to get a little bit more humid as the day will progress on due to that cold front that I will continue to show you in the future. Looking at current temperatures all around the board, we're seeing here in Tallahassee 63 degrees, a little bit by the coast at Carabel, a little bit cooler, and Mariana 70. So going throughout this afternoon, our temperatures will continue to decrease in the overnight hours. Looking at the dew points, however, they will continue to increase. Now, they're not actual temperatures. They're just indicating how much moisture that we will have in our area. So the higher our dew points are, the more moisture there is. So looking at Mariana, we're seeing 64. It is the highest over there, as well as Bainbridge. Here over in Tallahassee, you're seeing 62. Over the night hours, we will see those dew points continue to increase as the front will begin to bring in moisture. Looking at the satellite and radar going through this evening, you can see the little bit of counterclockwise rotation that shows a low pressure system located in the Midwest right now. So you can see this is snow, and this is the cold front right here with the precipitation out front. So that means that we're going to be having rain going into the evening hours, and going into tomorrow morning, it will be a little bit cooler and drier. Taking a little bit of a zoom in, you can see the water vapor coming through, or the clouds, and there's the precipitation going into tonight around 6 p.m. And looking at the water vapor, like I said before, these are all clouds, and then that will be the rain going into tonight. Looking at the winds, they will begin to shift going into tonight. Right now, they're coming from the southeast here, Tallahassee 9, Panama City 8, and Pensacola 8. The winds will shift going from beginning in the southeast and then begin to move from the southwest as well as the northwest. And we'll begin to pick up speed once that cold front begins to progress our way. Tonight's forecast, we will see 62 degrees, 60% chance of rain, and the front will bring rain. So the clouds will make us a little bit warmer instead of going into tomorrow a little bit cooler. Tomorrow's outlook, actually it will be a little bit warmer, 63 degrees, partly cloudy morning, and the sky will begin to dry out once the front pushes through. The 5-day forecast we're seeing for tomorrow, 68 degrees, 62 for the low. For Wednesday, 61 degrees, 40. It'll be a little bit cooler going into tomorrow because of the cooler, drier air. making our overnight low for Wednesday 40 degrees, Thursday 63, and then the overnight 36. So, and then Friday 67, and then 38. So we will be lower than average in our overnight highs, and as well as our highs and then overnight lows. And then going into Saturday, rain will begin to come back. So I'm going to pass it over to Brittany to take a look at the southeast. Sorry. I was through.
Moving towards Tallahassee, and places around us are under that marginal risk of severe weather, so just a thing to look out for throughout the night. Now, if you notice this rain, where it ends right here, it's right before Tallahassee. But these dew points on this next graphic are going to show you where the actual cold front is. It's still well beyond this Florida panhandle here, and it's indicated by these dew points because these low numbers, like 28 in Little Rock, 22 in Shreveport, are showing very, very dry temperatures, which are known for coming after a cold front passes through. And then this green color indicates moist air. So those middle range dew points, 59 in Montgomery, 62 in Tallahassee, and pretty humid down in Key West, 69. It's showing those really muggy conditions that you probably noticed. I know when I was on my way to class today, didn't have the jacket on, but I felt my hair frizzing as the dew points are pretty high. 24-hour dew point change shows a huge decrease in the dew point west of the cold front, 30 in Little Rock and 39 in Shreveport. It's a huge difference than we felt yesterday over in those areas, and we'll feel here in Tallahassee tomorrow. We're up 22 degrees for our dew point than we were yesterday. So from yesterday to today, you definitely felt a lot more moisture in the air. But currently right now it's 63 in Tallahassee, a little cooler from the cold front passing through, 59 in Shreveport, 63 in Jackson, 54 in Wilmington as our cool spot on the East Coast, and still pretty warm, 75 in Miami, 73 in Miami. Those effects of those cold front are well beyond from that for them. For the Futurecast radar, you can see the rain's going to move through our area tonight and then continue to move southeast, and by the overnight hours, it's going to clear up and no rain in the area. So rain is just to worry about tonight, and then tomorrow we're looking at a nice sunny day for the state of Florida. But for tonight, 53 in Tallahassee, you can see this pretty decent gradient showing where that cold front's currently situated. 48 in New Orleans, 36 in Shreveport, also in Little Rock. So it's pretty cold down over there. Still pretty warm, 69 in Miami and 65 in Orlando. For tomorrow, sun all across the board, 70 in Tallahassee, 63 in Montgomery, 59 in Atlanta, looking like a pretty nice day in those areas. Still, clouds are going to stick around in South Florida as that cold front is still going to linger around down there. Cloudy conditions also for them, but Orlando looking at a pretty decent day, 78 in Orlando. But for now, let's head it back over to the desk with AJ and Jennifer.
Yes, thank you, Brandy. And as we're getting to that time of the year, we're starting to see cold fronts run through. And with cold fronts, we always get a surge in rain.
Yep, indeed. So we have some tips here for you guys to help you out when you're driving in the rain. First of all, just think. It's not anything different. Just be careful out there. Make sure you are constantly being careful and think about it while you're driving out there.
Yeah, we typically don't really switch our mindset from driving regular to driving the rain. So just think about it a little bit more and take your time. Also, second tip is turn on your headlights. It's actually a Florida law to have your headlights on in the rain. So, and also not to have your hazards on as well, because having your hazards on is actually illegal to do when your visibility is lower due to rain or fog or something like that.
Yeah, also make sure you're using wipers that are in good condition. That is imperative. That is what gives you the ability to be able to see out of your windshield.
I couldn't imagine someone not using their windshield wipers when they're going out in the rain. Tip number 4 is also beware of hydroplaning, because it only takes about 1/12 of an inch to actually start to hydroplane during when conditions are actually turning rough. So if you ever do hydroplane, take off the accelerator and also start steering a little bit more correctly so that you can get back into your lane.
And finally, one that most people don't really think of is don't use your cruise control in the rain. That is, it's easier to stay focused without your cruise control, so that's also another biggie.
Yes, and with that, we're going to take it off to the wall with Megan for another look at the local.
Thanks, guys. And thanks, AJ. That Just Think comment really resonated with me. I'll take that into heart. Let's take a look at today's almanac. High today was 67, the low was 44, so pretty chilly, but we're used to that this time of year. The average, though, right near that with our high at 64, low 39, so we're a little above average in those records. Luckily, nowhere near those. 81 and 10. Wow, those are very drastic. Current temperatures in the region. The key word here is mild. We're looking at pretty mild temperatures in the region, mid-60s, upper 60s as we go north here, 70 and 68 in Bainbridge, but just going to be getting used to that mild temperature right before it leaves. We're going to feel some rain and a bit of a cool off. So if you haven't already gone out there tonight before the rain, enjoy that warm temperature while it lasts, because we can see our current dew point here pretty muggy. 62 Tallahassee, 63 Quincy, 66 in Bainbridge. It just feels so moist out there today. Curled my hair before I left, came here, it was already straight. So much humidity in the air tonight. Don't even got to worry about that lotion, but things are going to be drying off. As we can see on the map, the cold front's already making its way in. Wilma and Apalachicola already seeing some of that rain. It's going to be bringing itself into the Tallahassee region. Within the next few hours, we're going to start to see that precipitation move through. Now, it will be cooling us off, but not yet. With that rain comes just a bit of heat, and then we'll feel that cool off tomorrow. We can go ahead and see our current winds right here, all from the south. Valdosta at 10, Albany at 12, Dothan at 13. But the key right here, we can already see where the front is moving in. Meridian here, winds are coming from the northwest. Montgomery will be feeling that shortly too. So really with just the wind speeds, you can already see that front is making its way into the region. Tonight's forecast, 62, rain's on the way, so make indoor plans tonight. That front will be bringing that rain. The clouds are going to keep that heat in, so think of it like a blanket. We have a blanket spread out across the atmosphere, keeps the warm temperatures in. We get rid of that blanket, the warm temperatures rise up, things cool off. It's going to be pretty nice the next coming week, but tonight just hang in there. That rain and that muggy condition is going to stay for a bit. Tomorrow looks a lot nicer. Partly cloudy morning. Skies will dry out into the evening, so tomorrow night's a great night to make some plans if you haven't already. 63 tomorrow, a mild wind, a perfect day to enjoy your walks in between campus or maybe spend that lunch break outdoors. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we can expect for our 5-day forecast. Things are looking beautiful this next 5 days. We see sun on the board every day. Highs just in the mild 60s, dropping as we go on into the week. Climbing back up by Friday, though. Those overnight lows, pretty brisk, but nothing we're not used to yet. 40, 36, 38, so don't put the jackets away just yet. Keep them out, because if you have nighttime plans, you're going to want them. Here we see rain on Saturday, but nothing that's going to hinder any plans yet. It's only 30%, so go ahead and plan something to do this weekend with that lovely weather. With that, we're going to send it off to AJ with a look at what's going on nationally. That's it with Tallahassee.
Thank you, Megan. Yeah, let's zoom on out here and take a look at our national forecast. And the theme of the night is that cold front that has passed through much of the Central Plains region. And we can clearly see that based on this map. Those east of that cold front, they're pretty mild right now. 63 in Tallahassee, 61 in Atlanta, 57 up there in Washington, D.C. A little bit cooler up there in Boston, but they're starting to get the upper end of that front that's passed through. Now, beyond the other side, on the western side of that cold front, that's where they got those cold temperatures. Some snow up there in Minneapolis, they're sitting at 27. Right at the freezing point in Kansas City, they're also pretty cold out there. 40 over there in Denver as well.
Because I don't want to say something out now.
Showing much of the same. Look at all this rain passing through the southern part of the United States, and we've got some snow up there in Minneapolis and much of the Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota region. Yesterday we had some severe weather pass through the Arklatex region, and that's actually making its way down to the deep south and could potentially impact our region later tonight and into tomorrow morning. So make sure you guys are careful out there. If you're driving anything out there tonight, make sure you are careful. 24-hour temperature change, much of the same. Completely due to that cold front that passed through. 2 degrees down in Atlanta, they're starting to finally see the effects of that cold front getting down. New Orleans, excuse me, a little bit warmer down there, 3 degrees warmer than it was yesterday. Look at Kansas City over here. 28 degrees colder than it was yesterday at this time. That is directly due to the cold front that has passed through, and they're seriously seeing some effects out there. Denver, they're on the opposite side of the spectrum, 16 degrees warmer than it was yesterday. That's because the cold front has passed through their region, and they're finally starting to see those temperatures starting to warm up, just like we will as the week goes on. Current dew points, much of the same. Look at all this green down here on the southeastern part of this map. That's because we are starting to finally see those effects of the cold front. It's keeping things wetter, a little more moisture in the air, potentially causing some rain in our region. And look as we get out west, Denver, 1 degree dew point. It's dry out there. That's because the cold front has already passed through. Things are starting to dry up. Watches and warnings. We've got some winter weather advisories, some winter storm warnings up there in much of the Midwest Great Plains region. We've got some wind advisories down in the Texas and Oklahoma region. And we've got some gale force warnings, some wind warnings off the coast of the East Coast and the West Coast. Tonight's forecast, much of the same. Tallahassee, 53. Atlanta, 45. Temperature's a little bit warmer over here because of the cold front that will be passing through, and then they will dip down as the night moves on. Tomorrow, Tallahassee looking beautiful. Much of the Central Plains still remaining cold, but much of the East Coast is going to warm up. Now I'm going to pass things back over to the desk with Michael and Megan.
Thanks, AJ. So 1 year ago today, South Georgia had a tornado outbreak, and this was one of the worst tornado outbreaks of 2017. So we're here to give you a quick recap of what actually occurred.
Yep,
1 year
7
ago.
tornadoes in a 24-hour time period, multiple fatalities actually. So this was a detrimental event, and I don't think anyone could have predicted how severe it actually turned out to be.
Yeah, there were 16 fatalities in total. The most coming from the tornado, and I think it was in South Georgia. This is not the Albany tornado. This was the one in Berrien County. And this one happened Saturday night, and it moved through a trailer park. That's the reason there were so many fatalities. There were 11 fatalities in total from that tornado.
Yes, and that's very serious, especially as people that don't live in a concrete anchored building like most of us do, really have to take into account the natural disasters that can occur.
Yeah, trailer parks are some of the most dangerous places to be in a tornado. You always have to be in a sturdy structure during a tornado. The other major tornado wasn't it resulted in 5 deaths. It was an EF4 tornado that moved through the Albany area, and that caused extensive damage in Albany.
Yeah, well, that was a year ago today, but things are looking a lot nicer right now. We're going to go ahead and send it out to Jennifer for a look at what's going on right now around Florida.
Yeah, let's take a look at what's going on around the Sunshine State. Not much sunshine for most of North Florida as that cold front's making its way on over. We're going to see that cloud cover increase along with the rain chances increase. 63 degrees right now here in Tallahassee. We're actually seeing a few sprinkles out and about, but most South Florida, 75 for Orlando. They're seeing a little bit of an increase in temperature for that area, more inland, but along the coast, 73 degrees for West Palm Beach and 75 for Miami. They're still seeing some clear conditions compared to what they're going to see for the next few hours and into tomorrow morning. But 24-hour temperature change as this cold front, like everyone's been talking about, is coming through. We're seeing an increase in temperature for most of central and north parts of Florida. 14-degree temperature change for Jacksonville. Red colors just means that it's really temperature has changed since this time yesterday compared to those blue colors way behind the cold front. That just means it's cooling off with that cold front moving on through. As we take a look at the satellite radar, we're definitely seeing those thunderstorms coming on, pushing on through just because of all this moisture from the Gulf surging with that southeast wind. Clear conditions right now for most parts of central and south Florida, just a few storms pushing on coast near Tampa in that area. Dew points are really telling the story about where this cold front is. Dry conditions behind this cold front, but take a look at the dew points ahead of it. It's feeling pretty muggy outside with these dew points. 65 for Orlando, mid-60s, lower 60s for much of the state. It's just feeling pretty muggy ahead of this storm. And the water vapor also telling that story. Just dry conditions for most of South Florida, but take a look. A surge in moisture as that cold front's coming on through. Because of that wind, because of that dry conditions, we're just allowing the storm to really be fueled by this moisture pushing on the coast. Current winds right now, we're definitely seeing that southeast flow 8 miles per hour out of West Palm Beach, 12 miles per hour out of Miami. But take a look, those winds are going to start to change as that cold front moves its way on through. We're going to see that wind shift moving from southeast more towards a westerly flow as it moves on through. Futurecast radar, we're going to see the storms popping up for most of the night for most of North Florida. But as we get into tomorrow morning and later on in the evening, those showers will start moving on for near South Florida and Central and South Florida. But by Wednesday, we're going to be pretty clear for most of the state. not a lot of rain chances for Wednesday. Tonight's forecast, 61 degrees for Jacksonville. We're going to see the temperature starting to decrease. It won't get as cold as compared to other cold fronts that we've had earlier this season, but it's going to be a nice relief compared to what we've seen for the past few weeks. Tuesday's forecast, pretty much a soggy, wet day for much of South Florida as we take things back to the lab with Michael.
Thanks, Jennifer. So we're going to take a closer look at the rainfall here in Tallahassee. You can see if you're living in Apalachicola or you're in Liberty County right now, you're currently in the rain. Tallahassee is probably going to get into this rain by 7 o'clock tonight, and it will also move into Wakulla and Jefferson County by 7:30, maybe 8 o'clock. Now, we are under a severe threat, but not a huge severe threat. Again, we're under a marginal risk. What that means is some of these thunderstorms embedded in this line will be severe, some gusty winds, some small pea-sized hail, but nothing really to worry about. But the good thing about this rain is that we definitely need it. We are under a severe drought here in Tallahassee, Apalachicola, even in southwest Georgia. So we definitely need the rain from this. Now, let's take another look at that radar again, and you can see that a lot of the rain is actually in the Gulf of Mexico, but we do have some rain here in Liberty County, again in Jefferson County, and let's take a look at here's the drought monitor again, and you can see that we definitely need the rain here in the Tallahassee area. Now let's send it back out to the wall.
We totally did a 180 from yesterday to today, because yesterday it was sunny and beautiful, and we really started feeling that spring weather started to come around, but the Monday really did bring those Monday blues with all those clouds, as we did have widespread cloud coverage throughout the whole day, but the low levels were a little bit drier, so it wasn't conducive for rain, but not until tonight, as we have this squall line making its way in. Parts of Bay County are experiencing some showers, and Highway 98 all the way up to Interstate 10. All the roads will be wet tonight, so make sure to take a little bit extra time with your nightly commute going into the morning. But as we go into currently the winds from the southwest, and as we see after this front will make its way in, we should see the wind directions change to a little bit more northwest, bringing in those drier air conditions and clear skies. Now currently in Tallahassee 63, but oh my goodness, 97% with the humidity. Is it even worth doing your hair tonight? Because I'm not really sure. It's going to be wet out there and really muggy. You're gonna walk outside and it's gonna just feel thick with air. Now as we can tell this because the dew point is sitting at 62, 61 in Valdosta, mid to low 60s across the whole southeast region, meaning it's going to be humid out there, and this will continue into tomorrow. Now current conditions, 63 in Tallahassee, cloudy skies. Valdosta is 72. I'm looking for a sun and I can't find one. Maybe all the way over here they are seeing sunny skies, because that is after that front has already left. So hopefully we'll see those sunny skies pick up by Wednesday. That as we go into the 24-hour temperature change, now today we haven't seen too much of a change, but we can expect that to change a little bit more into tomorrow after that cold front makes its way through. And in Orlando and Jacksonville, it's a little bit warmer, but they will start seeing those temperatures. Anyways, tonight's forecast, 62 degrees, 60% chance of rain. Now the rain will start to persist off as we get into 3 a.m., 4 a.m. And in the morning hours, I would watch out for fog. In between the rain and that cold front, there's fog, so make sure to take check of that. Now 63 tomorrow in Tallahassee, partly cloudy. Skies should dry out in the evening with winds calm. Now if you're wondering what's going to happen for the rest of the week, now we have 68 for Tuesday, and as we go into Thursday, we should see it drop a little bit, but then pick up again on Friday. And now the next chance of rain Sunday with 60% chance of rain. Now we're going to over to the desk with Brantley and Alyssa.
Thanks, Colleen. You know, we've really been on a temperature roller coaster the last couple of weeks. We saw
We
temperatures
really
in the
have.
20s. Recently, they were in the 70s in the
It has been
daytime.
an interesting season
Yeah,
for sure.
and we're going back into the 30s in the next couple of days. And this crazy fluctuation of temperatures has really helped ramp up the flu season in the United States. Where they're calling it an epidemic right now.
Yes, every state across the United States has seen this epidemic, except for Hawaii. I wonder why. They're all the way over there.
It's pretty warm. So research has been done to show that the flu season actually occurs more often in the winter. Every place that experiences winter has their own flu season, and we're still in winter now, so we're still in our flu season, and there's been 60,000 cases reported this season so far.
Yes, and California actually is saying that it's probably one of the worst flu seasons that they've ever seen.
Absolutely, and the season is far from over, so they're still recommending that you get your flu shot, even though we're a part of the way through the season. You know, it might not be as effective as it has been in the past because you know the strain is different from what they've made the vaccine for, but it still would help some people, and you could be the one person that it prevents.
Yeah, and not only taking the vaccine is a good idea, even just taking some preventative measures such as washing your hands very often, and if you're in contact with a lot of people, make sure that you wash your hands, as well as on top of that, if you are sick, stay away from people. Try not to pass it around.
Yeah, the flu is an airborne disease, so if you're close to someone that's sick, there's a very good chance that
you
you
could be
could get
6
it
feet
too.
away.
Yeah.
I read that you could be 6 feet away and still get it.
Yeah, that's crazy. So just like you were saying, washing your hands is a really good way to not get the flu, just because. Or the main way to wash your hands is to get warm water and use friction whenever you wash. Otherwise, the germs really don't come off.
Right.
I've been carrying around my Germ-X a lot lately. I have a little one that I carry with me because I know people have been getting really sick.
No, I've noticed going into my classrooms that a lot of people, the second that they walk in and leave, they run right to the Germ-X to make sure that they don't get anything. Because at school, it's so easy for it to pass.
Absolutely, especially with everyone in close quarters too. So it's definitely going to be continuing on to. In the flu season as we go through the winter and head towards spring. The experts at the CDC say that we really haven't even reached the peak of the flu season yet. So if you haven't gotten the flu shot, now's your chance to do it. You can get it at the FSU Health and Wellness Center.
Definitely. Never a bad idea to take precautions.
Yeah, so now take a look at our forecast. We see temperatures tomorrow back around 68 degrees with a low around 62. Wednesday, a little bit cooler though after that cold front finally moves through, with temperatures dipping down into the 30s on Thursday and Friday. So a little chilly.
Yeah, we can see the temperatures going into Thursday that we're beginning after Wednesday creeping back up towards average, because our average is 64 as a high and a 39 for our overnight lows.
And it is only Monday, but the weekend's always in view there on our 7-day forecast.
Gotta check out the weekend, always.
Yeah, so look
Something
at
to look
that,
forward to.
71 degrees this Saturday with a 30% chance of rain, not looking too bad. So hopefully we'll have that warm weather. Maybe the sun will come out. We'll have some fun this weekend, maybe at the res or something. So that'll be nice.
Definitely. You can always follow us on Twitter. www.twitter.com/FSU weather.
Yeah, we're also on Instagram and Facebook too, and you can watch any of our shows here on, like some of you are right now, on youtube.com/FSU weather. We're live every night at 6 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, you can also watch us on YouTube. It's FSU weather/live.
All right, thank you guys for watching. I'm student meteorologist Brantley Kike.
And I'm student meteorologist Alyssa Petrick.
Good night.